Ever scroll through Instagram and get hit with that wave of envy?
Oh, yeah.
Seeing those entrepreneurs living the dream?
Totally. Like laptops on the beach,
Mm-hmm.
perfectly curated feeds.
Exactly. All those hustle harder quotes makes you wonder, right?
For sure.
Well, today we're ditching the filters, getting real, and diving deep into the world of Tremaine Tatum.
Founder of Telos FX.
You got it. And here's the thing. We're not analyzing some polished webinar, no perfectly edited podcast.
We're going raw.
You know it. We're diving into his vlogs.
His vlogs, what's he vlogging about?
That's the beauty of it. You see the real deal, the grit behind the glam. He's grappling with funding delays. Those mornings you're waiting for the coffee shop to open,
In there.
feeling like the world's passing you by. It's honest, relatable, and kind of refreshing, you know?
So he's not afraid to show the
The nitty-gritty.
exactly, even the vulnerable stuff most entrepreneurs keep hidden.
And that's what makes it so compelling. He even talks about this one weekend,
Oh,
binge-watching vlogs. But not just anyone. Think Soulja Boy, Mr. Beast, Justin Bieber. He was on a mission to crack the code of storytelling.
Interesting. So he gets their story, their narrative. That's as important as their business smarts.
Exactly. And think about it, we're bombarded with content everywhere, but
It's the stories that stick.
right, it's how we connect, who we trust, whether it's a product or even an investment.
Makes you think, are you documenting your own journey?
That's what I'm saying. Even if it's just for you right now, capturing those experiences, those wins, those setbacks.
Powerful.
Absolutely. Now, Tatum's all about the power of story, but he doesn't just stay in the clouds.
He takes action.
Exactly. He calls it the ground game. Local, community-focused action, building that strong foundation right where you are.
Love that. You don't need a fancy business plan to start.
Nope. Focus on relationships, build momentum right where you are. That's the ground game. The air game comes later.
The big leagues will come, but that solid foundation, non-negotiable.
You got it. And here's where Tatum's approach gets really interesting. He's all about building that solid ground game right.
Right.
But he also gets that you need those strategic partnerships to really, I don't know,
Take it to the next level.
exactly, to launch you into the air game. But
Ah.
he's not chasing every opportunity out there. He's very intentional about his partnership.
Make even.
For sure, he emphasizes clear value exchange, you know?
Totally.
Yeah.
Setting those boundaries so you don't get stuck in those
Oh, man.
endless feedback loops.
The worst. And what's so interesting is how he uses these partnership meetings. It's not just about him pitching his ideas. He uses it as a way to get feedback, constantly refining, making sure his offerings truly connect, you know?
Like he's always one step ahead,
Yeah,
making sure it's a win-win.
exactly. Sustainable growth. That's the key.
For sure.
And you know what else he does? This is kind of cool. He actually categorizes his tasks.
It's really granular with it, huh?
Oh, yeah. Based on their potential hourly rate.
What really? Like, what does that look like?
He's got his $1,000 an hour tasks, his $100,000 an hour tasks.
Wow. That's next level.
It's all about identifying those high-yield activities where you get the biggest return, you know?
Yeah. Investing your time and energy where it matters most.
Exactly. But it's not all about the money.
Right.
He also talks about aligning your actions with your energy because when you're truly passionate, that's when the magic happens, right?
Passion fuels profit.
100%. And let's be real, entrepreneurship.
It's a roller coaster.
It is. And
Yeah.
even Tatum, he's got those moments of uncertainty, you know?
For sure. Doubt's part of the game.
Totally. But here's the thing. He's got this interesting way of dealing with it.
Tell me.
He calls it looking backward to move forward.
Looking backward to move forward. Like that.
It's like he's using his story, his past successes, to launch himself forward. And speaking of launching, remember how we were talking about Tatum's love for automation, like on LinkedIn?
Oh, yeah. He's all about working smarter, not harder.
Totally. But it's how he approaches automation that I find so fascinating.
Yeah. What's his secret sauce?
He doesn't just jump into automation head first.
What does he do then?
He stresses doing things manually first, you know?
Interesting. Even if those tasks might not be scalable in the long run.
Exactly. Because it gives you those crucial insights.
So true. It's like he always says, action produces information.
Right. By taking those initial steps manually, he gathers the knowledge to automate effectively. He's not just throwing spaghetti at the wall, hoping it sticks.
Definitely not. There's a method to the madness.
It reminds me of that saying, don't automate chaos, automate excellence. And that's Tatum in a nutshell, mastering the process before amplifying it.
Love that. It's not about replacing yourself with robots, but figuring out how to work together.
Exactly. So we've gone deep into the entrepreneurial world of Tremaine Tatum. What are some key takeaways our listeners can use on their own journeys?
Well, first off, remember the power of story. Even if your day-to-day seems kind of boring, write it down, vlog it, whatever.
Document it.
You never know what you might discover looking back.
And don't hide from those vulnerable moments.
They're not weaknesses, they're growth opportunities.
Hmm.
Tatum being so open about his struggles, it makes him relatable, human.
Absolutely. And don't be afraid to roll up your sleeves and build that ground game.
Exactly. Focus on those local connections, build that community. It's incredible how much energy comes from those close-to-home relationships.
It's true. And when those moments of doubt creep in, remember, look backward to move forward.
Yes. Revisit your past wins, analyze those big decisions. Use that to fuel your next move.
And never forget the power of action. Even small steps, consistency, it all adds up. Action produces information.
Information leads to clarity, direction, and progress.
I love it. And with that, here's a final thought for you. What's one action, big or small, that you can take today to move your own story forward?